Hello, everyone. I'm back. Welcome. Come in. Join me live. Hello to those who are watching the replay. If you couldn't make it live, hello to those who are coming in live right now. I know I was here last night and I told you guys I wasn't coming back, but we're back. So welcome. Welcome into another live, you guys. Waiting for y'all to join in before I get into what I want to talk about. So as you're coming in, just type in the chat. Let me know that you are here so I can say hey to you. This is your first time here. Hey. Hey, yes, I was here last night and I don't know if you guys could, I was like in a different space. And so now I'm in another space and I kind of wanted to share just a few things, especially for those of you who are kind of like feeling how I was feeling the past like couple of weeks as far as like just in life and business and everything. So as you guys come in, for those who are new here, my name is Natalie, and this is clearly my YouTube channel, and I am the owner of the Fearless Collection, True Co Styles online clothing boutique, the author of Soul Food for the Entrepreneur, which I'm rereading this month, and it is like blessing my whole life. Okay. And then I also help entrepreneurs start their online brands and get it in front of the right customer. So with that being said, y'all, as y'all can tell from the title, it says, what are you sitting/waiting on? And the reason why I'm asking this question, I want you guys to think about this. A few different things have kind of like triggered my thought around this topic of like, we're sitting on something, like we're waiting to do something, and whether you know it or not, up until yesterday, I didn't know it. Or I kind of told myself that I wasn't sitting on anything. But what prompted this was today I got a like testimonial from one of my coaching clients. I had a specific client who I was coaching over the past 6 weeks, and we just ended our last coaching session last week, and she submitted her testimonial today. And in the last line, so she's writing the testimonial, right, for whoever's going to read it. So not for me, but for whoever's going to read it. And the last line that she said was like, what are you waiting on? Like, make a decision. What are you waiting on? Make a decision or whatever. And I guess it pertains to starting a business. Of course, I helped her start her business. I helped her get set up to start her business in the coming weeks. And she kind of just talked about that in the testimonial, about how that's what I helped her do, and how like whoever is also waiting should do coaching with me. But I'm not coming here to tell y'all to coach with me. I'm coming here to ask y'all the same question. Like, what are y'all waiting on? So these past few weeks, I don't know if you guys know, I talk about this sometimes, but the past few weeks, I've had some things that I wanted to do a little bit different than what I've done, but I know that it's going to be beneficial for me and everyone who partakes in it. And I don't know, I just hadn't done it. It could be out of like nervousness or what people will think, or out of like being afraid, or just out of, being unmotivated or procrastinating or whatever. But today I finally said, I'm just going to do it, whatever that it is. And as I sat down, I had so many ideas that just flowed out. I'm creating an ebook right now. I have a course coming up. I have an event now coming up. And these are always things that I wanted to do and that I said I was going to do it this year, but it's kind of come to the point where like, okay, now you just got to do it. And I was like, So today I finally just sat down and just wrote. And writing for me is like how I kind of like get out all of my ideas. Thank you. How I get out all of my ideas. And so today I just kind of sat down and wrote. And y'all, I've been writing now for the past like 4 hours. Luckily, like this, I have the luxury to like sit and do this, but if not, you can still make time like whenever you have time to do this. But I just been sitting and writing, and out of this, I created a whole new series that you guys will kind of see coming up. It's called Now What? The first little ebook that I'm writing right now is like, it's called I've Created the Product and or the Service. Now What? I kind of feel like sometimes we get into a space where, okay, yeah, it's a little series. I feel like we get into a space where we have that little push of motivation. Okay, we just decide that we want to do something specifically, and it's like, okay, now what do I do? And I feel like that's kind of where a lot of us kind of get stuck at. Is like, okay, we started the business. Okay, like now what's the next step? And I also have a webinar that I'm going to be doing in the future for those who are like on the other side of that, who are like, okay, I want to start a business. Now what? I kind of feel like I said, we get this like little push of motivation. We kind of get kind of like a little bit out of our comfort zone. And then we kind of unconsciously slide back right into that space of comfort. Kendra knows from experience, okay? Because the things that I'm saying are the things that she told me to do like weeks ago, but like I just said, we kind of like slide back into that place of comfort. So my question for y'all who are on here, okay, we have a low crowd tonight, that's fine. But my question for y'all who are on here is like, what are you sitting on, and what are you waiting on? I mean, it means the same thing, but like, what are you waiting to do? What are you waiting to do? Yeah, honestly, settling, exactly, because it's so much easier to do that. But if y'all are like me, praise God. If y'all are like me, okay, when I include God into my business and I give God like the glory to expand and do whatever for his purpose, being comfortable becomes uncomfortable. Like me sitting and settling then becomes uncomfortable. Now I'm like, well, I got to do something, but I don't know what to do. I don't know that next thing to do. But you know, something today, somebody else, I think it's just like a thing right now, y'all, which is why I'm coming to tell y'all about this, because somebody just DM'd me, one of my friends, about YouTube. You know, she took my YouTube class, and she has all the tools, right? And she has the channel. I don't know if she's on here. And she's like, okay, like I have the class, I took the class, I have the channel, but like, now what do I do? Like, you know, I feel like I'm not motivated to actually post the content, or maybe you're not motivated to create the class, or to, like somebody said, launch the website. And the thing is, I have to always think about, what is my desired result? Where do I want to see myself in the future? Why did I initially decide to do this thing that I'm sitting on? Like, what's the reason that I even started that in the first place? And then I realized that I can never get to my desired result until I make a move and do action or make a decision. And so when it comes to the point when you realize you are the only reason why such and such did not happen yet, and you are the only thing that's holding yourself back, it then becomes like you're battling yourself. It's then like, okay, I need to make a decision. I need to make a decision. So whatever, let me read y'all's comments. Whatever it is that y'all are like sitting on, let this be like your little push to get started. So we're just watching your last video about how you schedule your month, learning more from you. Yes. And so that's also something like that video, the organizational video. I have so many things like that, because the way that my mind works is like, so you guys see that when I pop up, I'm doing something new, or I have this new thing that I'm doing, or I'm making a new amount of money. And it's like, this stuff does not just happen because randomly. There's little things that I do mentally to like prepare myself for that next level. And a new level of anything requires a new level of you. So I'm constantly growing, and there's things that I wasn't sharing with y'all just because it wasn't the normal of what people in my industry shared, which is why I'm getting out of that specific industry, as y'all can probably tell, because there's more that I want to teach you guys that's going to help benefit your overall business. I don't know if you guys are on my Instagram, but today I was like, yeah, I'm coming for that foundation, because, you know, we get excited to start these cool, fancy businesses, and we kind of bypass all the steps that need to actually happen to make sure that these side hustles can actually become businesses that withstand the test of time. Right? Like, seriously. And so that's my main thing. That's what I'm focusing on. And, you know, I thought it was interesting how last night I asked, well, what do y'all want to see next? And people were like, you know, at this point, I don't even know what I need to see. Just show me what you're going to show us. And that's just what I'm going to be on. I have a long list of things that, you know, of course I go to prayer and be like, God, what do they need to learn today, or this week, or this season, or whatever? And in that is what y'all gonna be getting going forward. Sorry, y'all, like I'm trying to work on slowing down when I'm talking as well. So I catch myself when I start to stutter. I know that I'm talking too fast, and then I think like, Natalie, okay, sis, like this is not a marathon. Like, where are you going? You can slow it down. So if you catch me pausing and like looking annoyed, I'm annoyed at myself, because I realized at that moment I was talking too fast. So anyways, but y'all get what I'm saying. So I forgot what I was even just saying. So I'm sitting on this website, hired a video editor. So hello, that's a good step. I'm gonna say I've been hiring people, and I am thoroughly, okay, I'm not 1000% disappointed, but I am 50% annoyed at hiring people. And you already know, and I told you that I was gonna be annoyed, Kendra, with hiring somebody, and I did, and it's confirmed that I'm annoyed. So you're stuck on launching your website. Why are you stuck? Having a hard time finding clothing that represents my vision. That is a legitimate thing, finding clothing that represents my vision. That's why I created the Fearless collection. I have it on right now. Y'all, please excuse all of this, okay? I mean, I've been sitting here writing all day, but yeah, that's why I created the Fearless collection, because I could not find things that represented what I wanted. So maybe you need to create something. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have the money and knowledge, but I'm starting small and building from there. I mean, you got to start from somewhere, right? You got to start from somewhere. I'm sitting, yes, clearly. So that's what we're gonna do next, Kendra. At this point, I'm not ready to hire because I'm annoyed in this season of this second of this day, but soon come, yeah, because it's annoying. Sitting on the website, not motivated anymore, have a 9 to 5, always come back tired, and all I do is want to watch a YouTube video or watch YouTube videos and sleep. I fall asleep praying. Let's talk about that. Okay. Well, y'all already know, most of y'all know my story of like how I got my business done, or how I not got it done. I had the luxury of getting my business done during the summertime. Talk about this all the time. I was a teacher, blah, blah. I grew my business, okay, which I feel like was even more difficult, but I grew my business in the middle of the busiest time of the school year, right before like testing time, before the break, right after as well. Or no, when was it? Anyways, right during testing time, after the break, before the break, along those lines. And y'all know I didn't have no sleep. You have to prioritize. So you said that you watched that video, I believe you said, about how I organized my month. I want you to take that system and create that chart and add in your day-to-day, like actual like 9 to 5 task. I don't know if you have to take work home with you. If so, add that to that. And then you have to add in, factor in your business task, and you just got to do it. How to write a book. That's coming soon. I think I talked about that last night. Without having enough stock. Somebody else asked me about that today as well. Somebody was like, what they say? They were like, you and other people, or they're like other people and even you talk about starting small with small amounts of inventory, but will that look bad? And the way I see it is, you start with what you have, and you can always build on top of that. If you cannot afford to have, thousands of pieces, hundreds of pieces, even tens of pieces, start with what you can. I think it's all about your marketing, not so much about how much you have. Okay, so before I answer all y'all's questions, do y'all feel what I'm saying about what I said earlier? So as far as like what y'all doing this month, okay, or this week, like there's still 2 more weeks in this month. And I was really sitting on my ideas, waiting for March. And then I'm like, sis, like, you have time. So these next 2 weeks for me, I'm not gonna say it's grind mode. I'm not gonna like kill myself trying to like do a month's worth of work in 2 weeks, but I'm definitely like putting in the work, right? I realized, like I said today, I was sitting on so much, and a lot of us are sitting on so many things, and not even just, it's other things that you don't even know. And let me talk about this, okay? I was talking about this today within myself. I just be talking to myself sometimes, just, it be God talking to me, I guess, I don't know. But, there are certain things that you haven't even tapped into yet, because it's a stepping stone. So for instance, for me, like I thought about last night how somebody asked, am I still passionate about my boutique or what's going on with that? And I can honestly say, I think my boutique served its purpose. It served its purpose, because none of this would have happened if I didn't start with that. So I had one idea randomly one day to start a business. But more importantly, I wanted to teach people how to start a business, but I couldn't teach anything until I actually did one myself. So I started with what my first idea was. My first idea was a boutique, right? And I am most passionate about my Fearless collection, but this Fearless collection could not have started because I had nothing. I didn't even know that I was fearful. So I had no way to create something that I didn't even know existed. Yeah, I'm sure fear was somewhere down dormant inside of me, but I didn't even know I was fearful because I never forced myself to come out of my comfort zone. So for me, starting my boutique, to y'all who wants to start your boutique or whatever business you want to start, it may seem like such a small thing, but God just needs a step, you to take one step. Sorry, y'all, before he can come in and do what he actually wants to do. So for me, my boutique was that first step. And when I actually did that and my mind was open to the possibilities of business, and I realized like, oh, when I started, I was a little bit fearful. Or when I wrote my book, I was a little bit fearful. When I started my YouTube channel, I had a little bit of fear. And I realized the importance of having faith over fear. And that's literally how my clothing line came about, because I had to practice having faith in times of fear. But I would have never even really come to that conclusion if I didn't start my boutique in the beginning. So for a lot of you, the reason why I think it's so important for us not to sit on anything that we have the desire to do, especially after we check those desires, is because you don't know what stepping stone that is for. So, there was a time, it was August 2018, right after I launched my business, and I went to a conference. And honestly, I was at that conference like, why am I here? Everybody here are like millionaires, and I just started my business, and I make a few dollars a month or whatever, but I'm not close to even being a thousandaire, much less a millionaire. So why am I here? And so I sat there and I had such a disconnect. People who were there making 6 figures a year in their business and 7 figures. And, that wasn't even 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I sat there with such a disconnect. And now, not even 2 years later, I'm in the same position where I'm set in my first year of full-time entrepreneurship. That time period will be in April, like from April to April full-time. I would have had my first 6-figure year, not even 2 years later. And so when I was there, although I felt like that wasn't for me, I was in that environment to see that it was possible. So a lot of you, just by watching my videos or being here on my live or having my book or whatever it may be, you're opening up different things, and even in your mind, to let you see that whatever you're going to do can also, succeed. And so it's just important y'all to take the first step. Long story short, moral story. It's important to take that first step because you have absolutely no idea where that first step is going to lead you. Like, you have no idea. Y'all know the scripture, right? It says that God's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Okay. So there's things that God already has in his mind for you that you probably could never even imagine. But it takes you taking that first step. So, I love desires, and that kind of sounds weird, but I learned a long time ago that when I submitted I'll come to y'all's questions in a second, but when I finally learned to submit my desires to God, meaning all that means is that I said a simple prayer like, God, take away my own desires and give me the desire that you have for me. Help me have the same desires that you have for me. So when I prayed that prayer, I learned the importance of desires, because I now know and I trust that if I have a desire, this is God like giving me a hint like, hey, I want you to do that. So my teaching came from a desire, but I want to emphasize the fact that it wasn't just a desire that I had. I specifically prayed to make sure that I had God's desires for me inside of me, and from there, my desires became and of course I checked my desires as well. I go to God, I pray like, hey, I'm feeling this. Give me a piece of this is you. Take away a piece of this is not you. But anyways, so I love desires now in the fact that I know that if I feel like I should do something, it's for a reason. So me starting my YouTube channel, whenever that was, a year or two ago, it's for a reason. Now look at everyone who's affected by that, by the grace of God. And, me starting my boutique was for a reason, and etc. So if you have desires, check them. And once they're checked, move on them and, do it. Even if you don't understand why you have the desire, just do it. You have absolutely no idea where it's going to lead you. So where do you want to be in less than 2 years from now? Okay, let me read y'all's comments. You're welcome. How did you find your manufacturer for your collection? I don't have a manufacturer. I have a screen printer that I use, that I use sometimes. And oftentimes these days I'm not using them because they get on my nerves. Hope they're not watching this. But so I found my screen printer through Instagram by using hashtag Houston screen printer. And then sometimes I use Printful, which is a website. Y'all feeling what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, what is the most effective way to grow your clientele online? Do you have any advice on keeping IG posting consistent? I know sales, I be feeling like it's what I sell that I get people, wait, what? Then I get people that say they love what I have but won't buy anything. Praise God. Praise God for your comment, not that comment. How do I get information for your coaching, one-on-one or group? Sorry, I feel like I'm reading those questions. I'm not answering them. I have a overall answer for all these questions. But as far as like one-on-one coaching, it's on my website, natalienicole.com. natalienicole.com. And then for y'all's questions about getting more customers, they're all the same thing. So I'm gonna come and answer them all together in 1 second. I just didn't want to answer it and have to come back and answer it and come back and answer it. But I'm getting the link to my website. Okay. Great. Advice on getting more customers. A current shipping video on your process. I have shipping videos on my YouTube. Okay, so y'all's questions about customers or more sales, y'all know how I feel about this question, right? Maybe y'all don't, some of y'all do. When it comes to, so this is a question that people often ask, how do I get more sales and how can I get more customers? And that's such a generic question because it really depends on what are you already doing? Are you doing it well? What do you need to improve? What's going on with your website? How are you marketing? So I'm gonna ask you guys a series of questions that you can either jot down, answer in the chat, or just answer to yourself out loud. To get more customers, first of all, okay, so right now I'm writing an ebook right now, right? That's gonna address all of this. And I'm gonna kind of go over some of the things that I'm gonna talk about in there. So first of all, number one, you need to understand what's your brand. Okay, so what is your brand? What is your brand? Who are you? Who's your customer? And what are you selling to them? I think a common misconception and a common thing that I see on social media when people are trying to market what they're trying to sell is they simply show what they're selling and they ask people to buy it. They show a product, they ask for people to purchase it. But the thing is, the disconnect is, well, why in the world should they purchase it? Is it going to benefit them in some way? How is it going to bring them some type of value? Are you showing enough of like what the thing actually is? Who are you? What is your business? Why should I support it? People have a emotional connection to their money. And so to spend it, they have to be very confident in that what they're buying is going to actually benefit them in some way. Now, when I say benefit, people always ask like, okay, well, does this apply to physical products and like service-based products? But it can apply to anything. If I purchase anything that's going to benefit me or have some type of value to my life. When I purchase these almonds, they're good and they're healthy. When I purchase my charger, it's going to charge my phone. It's going to do what I need for my phone. When I purchase my coffee, right, I understand that the benefits of my specific coffee is it's going to taste good. It's going to not be too many calories. I don't care about that, but maybe let's say I do. It's going to be really strong, but it's not going to be really nasty. Okay, so when you're selling anything, you're stepping back, take a step back, and you need to look at it holistically. What are you selling? How is it going to benefit the person that you're selling it to? If you cannot understand that, if you cannot talk about that, then you shouldn't be selling the item in the first place. And so even with clothing, okay, and even with hair, whatever it is, it's your job to be the brand ambassador for your product or your service or whatever. And so your job now is not to try to convince anybody to buy anything. You're simply now just sharing the value and the benefits of what you're selling. And anyone who actually identifies that will see it as valuable and they'll decide to purchase. Okay, I feel like I say that all the time. So this is that's my answer. That's my answer. And so of course, more specifically, I don't know all of your businesses and if you're already doing that. But once you understand that, the next thing is to literally show up consistently on all fronts. I will say for those who are here who need more help on this topic, the reason why I can give you this answer so crystal clear is because I'm literally right now, I took a little break and I'm going to get off in a few minutes to go back to it. But I'm in the process of writing, I don't know what you want to call it, an ebook, a book, a workbook whatever you want to call it. So I personally have never bought an ebook from anybody before in my life. I don't think, maybe I have. But I mean like a business book, right? And so I don't know how long it typically is. 5 pages. Like when you guys buy ebooks from people, like ebooks, you know, are they like 5 pages, 10 pages, 100 pages? I'm not sure. When I write my ebooks, they're always like a lot of value. And so right now I'm writing an ebook. It's specifically called, I don't know if I can do that per se here. Let me think about it. I see y'all's questions. I'll think about it, but I'll let you know in a moment. I'm thinking about it right now as I'm talking. But I'm writing an ebook right now, and it's called I Created the Product or Service, Now What? And it's a guide to help product-based and service-based businesses easily sell their product and their service. And so in the ebook, I'll be going over what I'm writing right now is like the target audience, how to define your brand, what is a brand, importance of branding, how to get traffic to your website, how to like create a highly converting website, ways to market through social media, YouTube, email, text message, and how to easily sell to your customer. And so with that, I'm writing the book right now, y'all, right? And so as I was writing it, I'm like, okay, well, what am I writing here? Because I'm just writing, you know, typing along, and it's turning out to be an actual book. And so now I think I'm going to actually like publish it to Amazon one day. Not right now, because I'll have to like get it edited and everything for real for that. But it's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing. So I don't know how long your typical ebook is. This is going to be like a workbook, I would say, because there's going to be exercises in there where I like give you an example of my brand for my Fearless collection and for my coaching, and then tell you, okay, now you try. There'll be spaces and lines for you to write it out, for you to like have that as like your guide to selling. Okay, so that'll be up on my site tomorrow if y'all need help with selling things. I'm working on that today. So I told you I was sitting on some stuff. That's one of the things that I was sitting on is that. And so I've been writing y'all for the past like 4 hours, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'll be writing until like 2 a.m. Okay. So if y'all need help with selling something, come back here tomorrow. I'll let you guys know more details, but that'll be up tomorrow. Okay. So can I check out your boutique and give quick pointers? I'll do one. Because if I do too many, that'll turn into a whole thing, and I don't really have the time for that right now. Possibly in the future, I could do those as like audits. Yeah, I saw it. I don't mind doing one, and then possibly in the future, if I consider it, I can do. Oh, don't be cussing up in here. If I have time this week or next, I can do audits for people outside of YouTube for like a small rate, but I can do one. So Taylor. Oh, girl, I'm about to kick you out of here. Don't be cursing people. You know, it was her idea first. But put your website in here. Put your website in the comments so that everyone can see. I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna allow them to see it as well. And then if anybody else is watching this or watching the replay and you want a website audit, then you can email me or DM me on social media, and I'll set that up to where y'all can purchase that sometime this week or next. Okay, Kendra, thanks for coming. I know you're about to get my whole life together, so we'll talk ASAP. Okay, going once, going twice. All right, they're not putting it, so you better hurry up because I'm about to say who else. Come on, hurry. Will there be any discounts soon for classes? No, all of my classes are already discounted. All of my classes are already discounted. Shop poison berry. Okay, I'm I'm looking away to get a fresh idea of what I'm about to look at, and I'm gonna look. Okay, so immediately something I'm gonna say in your bio, it's entirely, and the thing is, as I'm talking, those who are listening, you can get ideas for yourself. So just be taking notes and like comparing your stuff, and then take notes and apply it as needed. So the first thing I see is in your bio, it is extremely like broad. And so the thing is, you're a women's online fashion boutique. That is so generic. You know, there's millions of women's online fashion boutique. Immediately, your idea, like I just mentioned earlier, your focus should be immediately to attract a specific target audience, a specific type of person, your ideal customer. And so just a woman, that's too generic. And so from there, in my mind, I'm thinking like, you know, another boutique, another women's boutique, like I probably wouldn't even scroll further. So I want you to first think about specifically, who are you serving, what type of person, and what are you providing to them? So let me give an example. Let's say you are a plus size boutique, and I'm just saying plus size because I know that that's a very specific group of people. Although I would get even more specific than that, I could say top glam attire for the curvy girl. Something, and that's going to be like a headliner in my bio to immediately draw in the curvy girl who wants to be glam as well, because we know that sometimes there's a shortage in cute plus clothing. So that's what branding is. That's what branding is. And if you have trouble with branding, y'all, I have a whole workshop on my website. It's called the Branding and Marketing Workshop. And majority of that workshop is me walking you through your brand, what your brand is, and how to come up with that messaging. Because there's specifically a formula to use to come up with that type of messaging. And then you'll use that same type of messaging in your captions to promote on social media, on your website, and in your emails everywhere. Because you should always consistently be talking to somebody specifically. Yeah, let me go back. Okay, when did you launch? Okay, so you launched, or this page is a year old, exactly 3 days ago, and there are 18 posts. You posted each thing one time. And then after that, it's a bunch of discount posts and other random things. So my main thing that I will say to you is that when you're taking pictures of your outfits, take multiple pictures, that you always have something to post. You can take close-up pictures of the detailing, like especially of that fringe sweater that you just posted on January 21st. You can have a close-up of the sleeve, close-up of the ruffles, whatever. Get more close up. And then you want to be posting things. So people, it typically takes somebody 7 times to see your brand before they decide to purchase. So posting one time here and there and thinking like, oh, nobody bought anything, you know, that wasn't enough. Maybe they saw it one time and then they forgot about it, or maybe they saw it and they said, oh, I'll come back later and never did, or they want to see your consistency. So honestly, consistency is key when it comes to posting content. There's nothing wrong with like your quotes and stuff, like Wednesdays we wear pink or positive mind, all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but you want to have you just want to have a good mixture. I'll say that. So if you're going to post a quote, make sure you also next post a picture of an actual outfit. You know, the quotes and stuff is good and key for building brand awareness to further drive home like who your target audience is, so they can actually relate to you outside of pictures and stuff, outside of like your clothing. But if your goal is to sell a piece of clothing, you want to continually post that clothing. So at this point, you need to focus on content, getting pictures, and posting them repeatedly over and over and over and over and over. I'm going to your website now. Okay, next thing on your website, good job with having immediately a call to action, which is that button that says shop now. However, if you're gonna have that button there should be something behind that button showing me like, what am I about to shop now for? Why should I actually click on this button? So instead of having your logo right there that looks kind of blurry a little bit, I would say take that out and put an actual picture of an outfit there. so that when I come to your site, I have a reason to click that button, because right now I'm not gonna click it. And then that pop-up came on too quick. You want to, if you can, change the timer of that pop-up, that email pop-up, for like 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, and like your website is just very like bare. Are you still here? Because I don't see you commenting. Your website, can y'all hear me? Your website is very bare, like bare bones bare. So I would suggest, okay, I can't go into too much detail because it will take me like a long time of me really explaining and showing you step by step. So I would say I'm gonna give you a few tips, and if you want more, we can definitely have a consultation this week. But next things that I want to suggest is like, okay, when you get more pictures of more content, make sure you put that content all over your website. And along with these pictures, like I mentioned, that one-liner that you're going to put on your Instagram in your bio, which is like your brand messaging, you need to have brand messaging all over your website, all over. So I would say what I would do if I were you is like visit a few websites of people in your industry who you like, and then pick out things that you like about it and incorporate those things on your website as well. If you need help with building a website, reach out to me. I can maybe help you with like a consultation of some sort, but that's my main feedback. And now that's all I'm gonna say, okay? Because that was a lot. So hopefully that was somewhat helpful as you start to think about next steps. But like I kind of said earlier with somebody's question, again, everything that I kind of just went over with her and more will be in this ebook that I'll be dropping tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But what was I about to say? I was about to say something. Yeah, the main thing with all of you, if you're trying to sell anything, which I know most of you are, whether it is a product or service, remember that value should be at the forefront. It's not about you and what you're selling. Like, nobody cares that you're telling me to buy now, it's 50% off. I didn't want it when it was 100% off, right? I don't care about the sale. This is like your customer talking right now. What I care about is understanding, like, I want to see myself in this outfit. I want to feel like I'm gonna be a baddie with this outfit on. How can you show me that? Okay. And you can show me that through your pictures and the words that you say along with those pictures. And this applies to all industries, depending on what it is that you want to sell or put out. Okay, so that is my honest feedback, you guys. I love branding and I love things like that. So what other questions do y'all have? I'm not gonna do any more websites because that's a little too much, but I can answer y'all's questions here in the chat if y'all have them. Thanks. I used to do that all the time. I remember I used to come on here and do that every so often. So I said, I'll do one. Raise your hand in the chat if you want or need a website and or a social media audit before this month ends. If I see enough hands, I may do something this week or next. So raise your hand in the comments. Let me know. If I don't see no hands, I'm not gonna do anything with that information. But let me know if you need a website and social media audit sometime this month before the month ends. And just so y'all know, if you're new here, I know, right? I was surprised too, okay, I know. But if you're new here, I have multiple websites. So whether you are service-based or product-based, I have a Wix website. Y'all know my Wix website is on, or my brand website is nathalienicole.com. I used to build websites. And then my e-commerce website is through Shopify. I've also had websites through Squarespace. And so, you know, a properly set up website, y'all, is one of the things that I learned, because I had to learn that because, you know, as I was coming on YouTube to talk about my business, I used to put out like fashion videos and stuff like that. I realized that I wanted that person to leave the YouTube video, go directly to my website and immediately purchase something. And to optimize that experience, the things got to be in the right place, especially if anyone is on here who wants to be, who wants to have a service-based business, and you want to sell things like coaching services or ebooks, or even an ebook or something that's not going to be clothing, things like that. And even like if you want to have skincare, body products, something that is really going to be able to like benefit your customer in some way, I think y'all want to start incorporating like freebies. So when I mean a freebie, if you go to natalienicole.com, you'll see the very first section of my site, I offer a freebie. And what that freebie is, I'm giving something away for free, and in exchange for them joining my email list is what it is. So through that free thing, they're coming in to my email list, and I now have more email subscribers through that. So, okay, I got 3 people. Okay. Well, if so, I don't know how I'm gonna let y'all know, but maybe I can just come on and let you guys know when available, if available. But I think I will. Y'all can also email me as well. I just got an email, so y'all can also email me as well. And my email's in the description of this video. It's contact@natalienicole.com, or just go chat me on natalienicole.com. I think I'm gonna do a social media website audit this week and next week for like 5 people or so. So be on the lookout. But anyways, other questions? Yes, I use Shopify. Other questions? What did I just say? About the freebie? You need to have one and go check it out. It's on my website. On my natalienicole.com website, I have a freebie there. But you definitely need to have one. This is a great live. I'm going to leave it up. Okay. What else, y'all, before I go? Because I'm hungry. Hands. Oh, I said if anybody needs a website audit, let me know in the chat, because I was considering if I'll do that this week and next, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it this week and next for like 5 people, because I don't really have that much time for too many people. But I think I'll do it this week or next. And the cool thing about a website or social media audit is like it is kind of equivalent to a consultation, but it is specifically for your website or social media, which most people are struggling with. And if those 2 things are set up properly, that will lead to more sales, more traffic, more converting, a bigger audience, etc. So if you also just wanted to consult with me, that's also like a tier lower for a consultation, because it won't be as much as a consultation, but it'll still be good. Okay, y'all know other questions? If not, I'm gonna head out, y'all. I feel like we weren't on here that long, but I said what I needed to say. So I'm gonna wait like 2 more minutes and I'm gonna go. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, well, just be on the lookout for that. I'll probably put it out on my Instagram first. So follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. If you know that you're going to want to do that, I'm going to put it on there first on my Instagram. There's my Instagram at Nellie Nicole. And I probably will open up 5 spots. Not probably. I'm going to open up 5 spots. I don't know the price yet. I'll let y'all know. But 5 spots between this week and next. What about websites and pictures? I take all my pictures on iPhone. Sometimes I feel like my pics don't be good enough. What about websites and pictures? You're welcome. My ebook tomorrow will be $49. That's usually what it starts out at. And then of course, that's like the sale price. And then it'll go up after that. So it'll be $49 tomorrow. It'll be a wealth. I'm trying to reduce it. So if y'all don't know, I write my ebooks in like Word, and then I transport it over to Canva to make it cute and stuff for y'all, because you know you want to be like kind of cute. But do you already have a website? So I'm afraid that it's going to be too long. The ebook, it's never too long, but you know, I want y'all to be able to print it out and stuff. So I'm going to try to keep it under 50 pages. Okay, it's not gonna be that long. I'm trying to keep it like 30 pages or under. I'm not ready with pictures. I don't know. I'm not really creating websites right now. I don't know if I would be opposed to it, but But you can email me because I have a course already. It's not on my website right now, hey, but I already have a course for creating a website, whether you want to use Squarespace or Shopify. It's not on my site, but if you need help, I have that course. Shopify easier than, I feel like I just skipped over a question. Product pictures. I think, what about, okay, I don't understand the question. Let me read back up. What about websites and pictures? So are you asking me a question about product pictures? Do you think that Shopify is easier to build than Squarespace? So it's so limited. You know, what are you selling? Clothing? So I started out with Squarespace. That was the first thing that I did because it was easier to me to build than Shopify. And then when I was ready to kind of level up, like within a year later, then I transferred over to Shopify. If you are having a decent time using Squarespace and you used it for a while, then I would say go ahead and go over to Shopify. It'll be a lot easier for you. You're also able to like just transport your data. So like all of your products should just transfer right over if you go from Squarespace to Shopify. Yeah, so Shopify is good for product-based businesses, especially because it just has all the analytics that you need and like all of that stuff. It makes it so much easier to ship things out. I used Wix for my brand. Okay, I'm not saying I recommend it for e-commerce, but I use it for my brand site because it's easier to deliver digital products. Shopify, you have to get an app to do digital products, and it doesn't always come out so good. So I know that I wanted to use either Wix or Squarespace for my brand site, and I enjoy it for that purpose because it's more capabilities that I can use for that. So Shopify is good for e-commerce if you're going to sell a physical product, and then I would use something else if not. BigCommerce? Okay. Yeah. Product photos definitely is 100% a main factor in getting sales because if you're online, that's like your customer's main way of seeing like all the intricate details of what they're about to buy to make a confident decision to buy it. So if your picture quality is not good, I'm not saying that phone quality is not good because, well, that's the truth. I mean, you're saying blah blah, but that's the facts. That's the hard facts. If your pictures are trash, so will your sales be trash as well. That's just life. So a phone is not necessarily always the factor, depending on what phone you have. Like my iPhone takes great pictures. It always has. And so like iPhones take great pictures. So it's not that a phone is the problem, but it could be as well. So it could be your lighting. It could be are you using your front camera, your back camera. And if that's the issue, then I would say invest in another phone or invest in the camera. But you can't let that stop you. But pictures are important. If your pictures are trash, everything else will be more than likely. What do you sell? Yeah, lighting is key in that. Lighting sets the quality as well. Natural lighting is best if you are able to use natural lighting. If not, you can purchase artificial lighting, which, you know, is not expensive it's not as expensive as a phone, at least on Amazon. I have artificial lighting that I used to use before I was full-time. I couldn't use natural lighting because I was at work during the natural daytime. If you're selling sunglasses, handbags, jewelry, Asia, let her know about that. Let her know. What type of phone do you have? That's my question. What type of phone do you have? Can you start an online boutique as you have an iPhone X Max, so it's not the phone, okay? I don't think unless your phone drop, you have a crack in it, it's not the phone. So you have a perfect phone to take those pictures. Now it's just time to get creative with what you're using in the production process. Child, you know, lighting, key. There's a lot of things on Amazon that you can use to better that quality. Yeah, you can start a business outside of the US. I have clients who are all over Australia, the UK. I think that's it. Please tell you what. Said artificial lighting. You can find it on Amazon. All right, y'all. Yeah. Yep. You can find lighting on Amazon, amongst other things as well. You just gotta get creative. Okay, so I'll probably be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow, but what I will say is for those of you who are here, like I said before, if you're having trouble with selling, with creating, or making sales with what you've already created with your product or services, the ebook will be out tomorrow around like 5, 6 p.m. I'm gonna finish it up now, then format it, then put it on my site. And then I'll let you guys know when it's live. It'll be on sale for a little bit to help y'all get your businesses together before the month ends, to get that foundation together, especially if you've already launched and you have not made any or not any consistent sales. Hey, email me because I don't have a link. It's not on my site right now. I have to add it back. So I can't send you a link right now. So you can either email me or go to my Instagram and I can send you that. Yeah, so you're welcome. That worked. Yeah. I would say, I mean, there could be so many factors, right? There could be so many factors to the quality of your pictures. Like, I would say a main thing is, hey, I'm about to get off of here. I would say definitely reach out for one-on-one assistance. I just can't, like, I don't know exactly what the issue is without seeing your product and everything. But there can be so many factors. I will also say, like someone just said, there are a lot of YouTube videos on taking better quality pictures, but your phone is not the issue. So I would say lighting is next. Also making sure the background, making sure that you're showing the right angle, using vertical, horizontal, like switching up the landscape of your phone and things like that. And it can be so many other things, but definitely reach out if you need more assistance. But that is all, y'all. I got to go back to work. I got to finish writing. So I will see you guys super soon. Go follow me on Instagram if you guys want to talk to me outside of the chat. Either write me on my website or go shout out to me on Instagram and we can chat there. If you need assistance, I can lead you to direct links and everything. And yeah, so that's all. I'm gonna get back to work. Thank y'all for coming on. See you guys super soon. Goodbye, bosses.